Hello YouTube, my name is Legend of DS and welcome to episode 6 of the Media Create Analysis, Sales Data Analysis video series thingy. I can never get the title, I can never do these things right, but anyway, this is for the week of the 11th to the 17th of September. We had a couple of new releases, so yeah, let's get started onto it with the software. Obviously, the top 10, the first half of the top 10, we have the release, and at number 1, obviously the release, the PS4 version of Winning 11 2018, which is Pro Evolution Soccer for the West, selling 64,342 units. Not too shabby. Then Splatoon 2 at number 2, continuing its amazing sales. Obviously including the bundled version, selling 37,000 units, bringing the grand total for the game of 1,138,000 units at retail, which is incredible. Then in the third position we have Metroid's Samus Returns, including the limited edition, selling 30,855 units. Good sales for Metroid. Then, at number 4, the PS4 release of Uncharted Ancient Gods Treasure, which I believe is Lost Legacy, selling 23,131 units. Good numbers as well, given what we had in the pre-orders and at Comgom or COMG. Both of these games, Uncharted and Metroid Return, were not doing too hot, but hey, they're doing fairly well. Then at number 5, or they did fairly well at launch. Then number 5, the Destiny 2 PS4 release, doing 20,000 units, bringing the grand total to that for the game to over 70,000 as of right now. Then we have New Everybody's Golf for the PS4 at the number 6 position, selling 13,000 units, bringing the total to 136,000. Then the PS3 release at number 7, the PS3 release of Winning 11 or Pro Evolution Soccer 2018, selling 12,777 units. Then at number 8, again very fittingly, we have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, selling 10,971. Good numbers for Mario Kart. Keep on keeping its incredible legs in Japan, bringing the total for that game to 694,000 units, so it's ever so closely. Next week should break the 700,000 units. Hopefully by the end of the year it will be over a million, being then the second million seller in Japan for the Switch in its first year, which is highly impressive. Then at number 9, the Dragon Quest 11 for the Passing of Time for the 3DS, selling another 10,000 units, bringing the grand total for that game to 1.72 million. Very good sales on the 3DS version, obviously as expected. The 3DS version selling much better than the PS4 version, at least at retail. We know that in digital the PS4 version has sold better. Hopefully sooner rather than later we'll hear about the Switch version for of Dragon Quest 11. Then we have the Switch release of Monster Hunter Double Cross, selling another 9,000 units, bringing the grand total for the game at 133,000. It's the sales that you would expect. I would expect that from this point forward the sales are not going to increase. I would very much expect the sales to continuously decline, given the fact that we already have a release date for Monster Hunter World on the PS4, including the PS4 limited edition. So that's probably what's going to kill the legs effectively for this game. Not that the game is going to have many legs, given that it was the port of the enhanced version of a 2-year-old game that already had sold a lot. So of also a game that I believe was not that well received by the Monster Hunter community. And Monster Hunter, even with the PS4 version, it's been milked to death by Capcom, so that's a little iffy. So let's move on to the bottom half of the top 10, if I did my math correctly, if I counted correctly. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So at number 11 we have Formula 1 2017, selling 7,190. And number 12, we have Snack World Treasures selling 6,000 units, or another 6,000 units, bringing the grand total for that game to 161,000. Then we have Dragon Quest 11 for the Passing of Time at number 13, selling about half of what the 3DS sold, selling 5,877 units, bringing the grand total to 1.34 million. Then we have at the number 13 position, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, selling exactly 5,000 units, bringing the total for that game to 585,000. Great sales numbers for Breath of the Wild in Japan. Then we have Animal Crossing Amiibo Plus, selling another 3,800 units, bringing the total to 239,000 for the game in Japan. Then we have the Switch release for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, selling 3,782 units, bringing the grand total to 27,000 units, almost 28,000. Then we have ARMS, selling another 3,589 units, bringing the total for that game to 221,000. Very good numbers for the game in Japan. Then we have Minecraft, the PlayStation Vita edition, selling another 3,000 units, bringing the total for that game to 1.2 million in Japan. Then the World Tree and the Wonderful Dungeon 2, selling another 3,000 units, bringing the total to 38,000. And then the release, or the new release, of Champion Jockey Special, selling 2,626 units on the Nintendo Switch. And now if we go in by if we go into the hardware numbers, we'll get let me just this on my screen. Exactly. The best-selling system in Japan this week was again the Nintendo Switch, selling 44,052 units. Number 2 was the PlayStation 4, selling 19,322. Then the new 3DS XL selling another 10,650. Then the new 2DS XL at 8,761. The PS Pro selling 5,338. The Vita follow it up, selling 3,847. The 2DS selling 1,726. Then the new 3DS selling 428. The PS3 selling 99. The Wii U 86, and the Xbox One selling 57 units. So that has been the numbers. The Switch continues its dominance of Japan. For example, this week the Japanese sales that, according to Media Create, the Switch took up 46.7% of all hardware sales data, which is mighty impressive for the system. Especially given that we are just in its first year and it's still apparently supply constrained in Japan. We now have to wait and see how well the Switch is going to keep on doing in Japan. But the numbers have been great. It's not selling on quite the 3DS levels, mostly because of those hardware storage issues, but it seems to be having a nice hold on the Japanese market. Splatoon 2 continues to do phenomenally well. Now we also are seeing the droppage in both Dragon Quest 11, PS4 and 3DS. Both sold incredibly well as of right now, but if we keep on seeing these sales data from both Dragon Quest 11 on the PS4 and the Splatoon 2 version of Splatoon 2 on the Switch, if Splatoon 2 continues this pattern, it might outsell it at retail, not including digital, because we don't know. It might just beat Dragon Quest 11, which would be a ridiculous thing to happen. Splatoon 2 outselling Dragon Quest 11 on the PS4. Hopefully we'll hear more. I think that next week we're going to see a sharp decline in sales for Monster Hunter Double Cross, mainly because of the Sony conference that announced the release date for for Monster Hunter World on the PS4, included the limited edition. So it should be around there. that we're gonna see the cut in the prices, not the prices, the sales of that game. But yeah, and I also suspect that we might see slight droppage in the sales of the PS4, mainly because of that limited edition. There will be people that will be waiting to get it. So yeah, that's been the video. Thank you guys for watching. I've been the Legend of DS, and I'll see you guys next time.